Jamal Bowman's 9/11 truther poem. Are his New York constituents fed up with this guy yet? No writer wants to be judged by his rediscovered adolescent poetry. Junior high was hard, okay? But Rep. Jamal Bowman was a 35-year-old New York middle school principal when he dug up this attempt at verse on his personal blog, which was recently dug up. He was a middle school principal. He wasn't in middle school at the time. How do you read this? 2001, planes used as missiles target the Twin Towers. A stanza on the terror attack begins. Later in the day, Building 7 also clasps, multiple explosions heard before and during the class. Is this like beat poetry? How is this meant to be read? That's true. The median American in the mid 2000s is an. I'm pretty sure the median American today is a middle school truther, or not middle school truther, 9/11 truther. Though there are plenty of middle school truthers vis-a-vis Sandy Hook. Allegedly, 2 other planes, the Pentagon, Pennsylvania, hijacked by terrorists. Minimal damage done. Minimal debris found. I like that. Hell yes. Sandy Hook was an elementary. That joke doesn't work. Hey, some districts merge middle and elementary school. You know, that distinction isn't the case everywhere, I don't think. What actually happened to the third tower? To Building 7? The Building 7 and the main Twin Towers shared infrastructure underground. Like, if you think of like a big skyscraper like the Twin Towers, a lot of the Twin Towers are underground. Like, you have the piles that are driven in like 100 feet into the ground, and there are like facilities underneath and everything. And so because the Twin Towers collapsed, it damaged the infrastructure underneath Building 7, and kind of like, you know, to the point where it was able to collapse, you know. Yeah, no kidding, Annie. I remember those good old days. Yeah, Hamas dug tunnels under Building 7, exactly. No, it burned uncontrolled for 8 hours. Yeah, but the reason it collapsed is largely because of the damage to the infrastructure underneath. One of the towers took out outer structure panels too. Yeah. Was there a red barrel room? Effectively, yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you know, the fire and the damage to the foundations and infrastructure and blah blah blah. Yeah. You know, stuff can collapse from being on fire. You know, it is in fact quite possible. You don't have to melt steel to do significant structural damage to a building that contains steel foundations. One thing that I never understood about the conspiracy theory is, like, if you think that the plan was always to destroy Building 7 too, why did they wait that long to do it? Also, why did they not have enough planes to do it? Like, what was the plan there, you know? Like, oh yeah, we're going to have 2 planes fly into 2 towers, but we're also going to destroy the third one, but we're going to, like, wait 8 hours to do it, and then we're going to blow it up to make it look real suspicious. But we didn't ever bring enough planes to do that last one? Like, why? Yeah, wasn't the Twin Towers enough? Like, do you really think the world government was like, yeah, we collapsed the Twin Towers, you know, we started a new age of American imperialism, but we really need Building 7 to come down as well, you know? The last one hit the Pentagon. Yeah, and did nothing. That's why no one even thinks about the Pentagon when they think about 9/11. Did nothing. The Pentagon is, as it turns out, an extremely durable building. Who could have thought that the center of American you know, military excellence would be like fairly fortified? Or this? Oh, I've seen this one before, yeah. Okay, but why is it a Pentagon? Why not? It's a big building. It's kind of difficult to appreciate just how big the Pentagon is unless you're driving by it. It's incredible. It's so big. My aunt was in the Pentagon when it hit. Luckily, she was on the other side. Yeah, there was a person who was on the Well, There's Your Problem podcast episode on the subject, said anecdotally they knew somebody who was on the other side of the Pentagon and didn't realize that it had been hit for like 30 minutes after it had been hit. Like, they were somewhere on the other side of the building and just didn't realize, because it's such a big building. They didn't even know. If I recall correctly, this wing was under renovation, largely empty. Not that many people died from the Pentagon strike, though. They did take the like library down, unfortunately. It's actually insanely lucky on the hijackers' part they were able to hit the Pentagon. Yeah, the Pentagon, what was the flight path for that one? Hold on. Pentagon 9/11 flight path. The pilot who did the loop-de-loop and fold for the Pentagon descent, it was crazy. This is one of the things that gets the conspiracy theorists really erect, that this guy who like failed out of pilot school or some shit did a hard turn to descend to slam into the side of a building that's just like 6 stories tall, you know? Like unironically, like an insane, he locked the in. is what he did, you know? He locked in. This guy was coming in too high, did just a big loop and slammed in, you know? IMO, it's hard to miss. No, Black in the Borg. Flying a commercial plane into a building this close to the ground and hitting it directly? No, that's insane. Yeah, Allah guided him, like the Force for Luke when he was doing the Death Star thing. He was also flying like 5 feet off the ground for hundreds of meters before he hit it. He locked in. He locked in. Genuinely just like an insane security camera. We have like one frame of security camera footage because the plane came in that quickly. This is like it. This is like the only footage we have of the Pentagon getting hit. There's like the next frame of it. Insane. Another thing that conspiracy theorists love. Yeah. How does the Pentagon have no security cameras? It does, but the Pentagon security cameras probably, like, first of all, this thing was moving super fast, and second of all, I bet most of the security cameras are probably on the gate pointed out. Like, I don't know how necessary it would be for there to be a bunch of security cameras covering, like, the lawn over here, you know? Like, the only reason this camera is here is because it's covering a road point, you know, to drive in and out. It was also 2001. That's true. That's true. It was, the security cameras were more of a fuss back then. Yeah, this was actually the most advanced camera that had been invented up till that point at the time. They didn't think anyone would fly a plane in the Pentagon. It was just, surely we don't need to prep for that. Well, you can't prep for a building slamming, or sorry, for a plane to slam into your building, you know? You can't, there's no way to prep for that. There's no like engineering, no one builds planes that way. You can't, I can't. Okay, yeah, you can. Okay, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Also, keep in mind, like, again, the really advanced security cameras that you would have seen at the time would have been around, like, American testing facilities, where there was a real risk of a spy going in and, like, taking pictures of, I don't know, the aliens were hiding or whatever. But the Pentagon is an office building. Like, there's nothing secret happening on the lawn of the Pentagon. You know, it's pretty easy to visit the Pentagon. It's a giant office building. The real secret shit would be, like, in the manila folders, you know, in the envelopes they've got up there, but that's not really covered by like an external. They probably have an ungodly number of cameras on the inside, you know, like pointing in like every office, like everything down in every little like bathroom. They've got like urinal cameras, you know, that like look up into your dick hole when you pee. But yeah, the middle of the Pentagon is literally a Panda Express. Yep, and you know those Panda Express employees are getting some sick security clearance. Good, because Panda Express is underrated, IMO. I just get their orange chicken. That's all I care about. And that's all I want. I love this. From Panda Express's official website, about Panda Express at Pentagon, visit your local Panda Express restaurant at 2024 Concessions, Pentagon, Washington, D.C. to enjoy American cuisine, from our world-famous orange chicken to our health-minded Walk Smart selection. USA. USA. Yeah, they've got a food court. They've got a food court in the Pentagon, which makes it, keep in mind, the Pentagon don't they have like 10,000 employees at the Pentagon? Hold on. Pentagon employees. I think it's more than 10,000. It's like 24,000 military and civilian employees and approximately 3,000 non-defense support personnel. It was the largest office building in the world when it was constructed. It is massive. If they've got a food court, why does that Domino's historically go crazy before that shit happens? Because that Domino's is ordered by the like congressional staff. The Domino's that you're thinking of, the meme there is that anytime some big shit happens, like all of the staff and all the aides of all the people at the White House and all the Congress senators, that they all order those pizzas, you know? But yeah, in the Pentagon, they have their own food court. I thought it was a Pizza Hut. I don't know if it's a Domino's or a Pizza Hut. The pizza meter? Yeah, the pizza meter. A term used to describe how the increase of pizza orders from the U.S. government, such as the White House and Pentagon, can be indicative of important political or military events. This is true, though, unironically. This is very human to me. I like the fact that we have like a shits going down like DEFCON meter that is measured not in some sort of like abstract or you know, just some egghead came up with a term or whatever. You can just empirically observe. Yeah, this is realpolitik, okay? This right here, all right? This is that shit. I have never heard of this. It's real. Wait, hold on. Just before the 1983 invasion of Grenada and the 89 invasion of Panama, Domino's pizza deliveries increased dramatically. On the eve of the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait, military personnel at the Pentagon met to discuss issues in the Middle East. Since they planned to stay up all night arguing, they ordered several more pizzas than usual from Domino's. In total, 15 Domino's pizza delivery were made that night. And these deliveries are being made to the brass at the Pentagon. How wild is that? Like, it's not like the people debating the Middle East, like the Iraqi invasion. It's not like these people are interns or whatever. We're talking like 3-star generals, you know, who are like arguing with each other, leaning over a box of pizza. It used to be real. It's no longer real because the Pentagon has a food court now. Okay, Annie, it sounds really stupid, but I unironically believe this. I actually think it's a bit of a national security risk for them to be ordering out whenever something big happens, you know? Like, unironically, okay, imagine like a new Cold War breaks out, like us in China, and things are really tense, and then all of a sudden a ton of pizza deliveries come out from Domino's. You know that Beijing immediately is going to be like, okay, nuclear subs, you guys need to go right the to your like holding position. Like genuinely, that's not even a joke. Like, it sounds like a joke, but like that's actually a national security risk. It's just funny, you know? Furthermore, on the same day between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m., 55 pizzas were delivered to the White House. Record number of pizzas were delivered to the Pentagon and the White House in the middle of the 1991 Soviet coup attempt. This incident surpassed the previous record during the invasion of Kuwait, suggesting the increase in pizza orders may reflect crisis management preparedness. On November 17th, 1995, during the first of the 1995 to 96 U.S. federal government shutdowns, was pizza night for Monica Lewinsky and President Bill Clinton. According to Lewinsky's daybook, as an unpaid intern, Lewinsky was working at the White House because other employees had been furloughed. This later turned into the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Oh my God. It's American history right here, you know? Yeah, this is real Pizzagate. And on April 13th, 2024, this just happened. Iran launched a drone and missile attack against Israel in retaliation for an Israeli attack on an Iranian consulate annex in Syria. That night, an unusual increase in pizza orders was observed in the United States, especially at chains located near important government headquarters. We did this on my stream. It's the same shit. If I'm up late at night doing an emergency stream for some geopolitical shit happening, they're up in Washington. It's 3 hours ahead over there. If I'm up for a late night stream because something has happened, I've already streamed that day, that means somewhere in the Pentagon, some office room is full of pizza deliveries, you know? This is when it went viral. It was fake. Oh, are you saying that this one right here is fake? This one isn't real? Because they're all ordering internally? It's actually the violation of federal law if you work in the Pentagon food court to disclose how many orders you're getting at any moment. Why does no one ever order burgers? Because burgers are a terrible food to eat during a crisis. Like, think about it. You're in the Pentagon, you know, you're talking to some of the most powerful men in the world, arguing over some insanely important shit. Like, you have burger, you have to like, you know, like, but with a pizza, you can just leave it there, like, you know, like, yeah, less messy, one-handed, you know, way, way, way easier, you know. Also, it's a group thing. Like, if you want to order pizza, you don't have to ask everyone what their pizza order is, you know? Like, you can just get the pizza. Cheese, pepperoni, sausage, you're fine. Whereas with burgers, everyone's got to have their own burger order, you know? And the Waffle House Index as well. Named after the ubiquitous southern U.S. restaurant chain Waffle House, known for its 24-hour, 365-day service. Since this restaurant always remains open, it has given rise to an informal but useful metric to determine the severity of a storm and the likely scale of assistance required for disaster recovery. It was coined by former administrator Craig Fugate of FEMA, and it's unofficially used by FEMA to inform disaster response. I've never actually eaten at a Waffle House. I've been near Waffle Houses when I visit the South, but I've never actually eaten at one. This index consists of 3 levels based on the extent of operations and service at the restaurant following a storm. Green, full menu. Restaurant has power and damage is minimal or absent. Yellow, limited menu. Power is either absent or delivered via generator, or food supplies are running low. Red, the restaurant is closed. I repeat, the Waffle House is closed. Indicates severe damage or severe flooding, severe damage to the restaurant. I would say better. IHOP is a bit pricey. IHOP is fine if you need it, you know. There are some items at Denny's that are fine. Like, if you know what to order. I wouldn't get anything with like eggs at Denny's, you know, but if you're drunk and it's 3 a.m. and you want pancakes, you can do fine at Denny's, you know, like it's fine. Denny's is good drunk food. In fairness, everything is good drunk food, but yeah, you know. Denny's has custard, everything is egg. Denny's, you mean the Radical Dino? Yeah, it's not good. Do they even let you into Denny's if you're sober? If you're sober, you have to have a weapon on you. Then they'll let you in, you know. Once I went to Denny's and got a milkshake, and a 2-inch long screw from the machine was in my milkshake when they serve it to me. That's oh man, that's great. You could have sued for that. You could have unironically like put forward a civil suit for that. That's crazy. Yeah, extra protein. Somehow you can just shit on the floor at Denny's. You can. They can't stop you. It's legal. It's a federal designated shit zone. There was a comedian who put it like this: you don't go to Denny's, you end up at Denny's. The last time I ended up at Denny's was exactly like that. There were some other restaurants that I wanted to try because I was with like a quick grinder hookup kind of date, you know? And it was like, let's go out to get some food. Oh, oui. Your monsieur, you and your love, you want to sit in our fancy table? No, fuck off. And then you go to another place and it's like, well, howdy. We're doing the, you know, the 2 for special. It means you 2 people sit down and they spend $1,000 on fucking. We ended up at Denny's. It was shit. No, I meant Waffle House. Oh, you can't disrespect Waffle House, the radical dino. That's racist. I know you're Asian, so you might not be like fully keyed in on the nuances of American racial politics, but criticizing Waffle House is racist. Against every race too. Yeah, Waffle House is actually racist against both white and black people, you know? Because it's used as like a fulcrum of race relations for both sides to target the other. Because every time black people act up at Waffle House, the white racists go, oh, and every time white people act up at Waffle House, the black racists go, oh, and it's like that. It's like a beautiful. It's like the Olympics, you know, where all the nations come together to sort of you know, compete, unity. You know, it's like that, basically. A sundae I got at Denny's had strawberries that were so off they were alcohol. Boozing up at Denny's because they haven't updated their freezer fruit stock since like 1993. And getting given like the equivalent of a large dose of LSD with regards to brain functionality.